think it's really common to recognize the anxiety that comes with not having enough, that comes with scarcity, not knowing how you're going to pay your bills, not knowing where you're going to be in the next week, month, year, living in chaos, living in survival mode. There is a lot of anxiety that comes with that life, and it's very real. I have been there. And now I'm in a totally different position. I'm in a place of peace, of beauty, of a beautiful life I could have only dreamed of. And there's still anxiety. I did not expect to feel that. And today I want to talk to you about what I'm doing to deal with the anxiety that comes around beauty and peace, because there's a real anxiety there too. Hi, I am A Rose. I am a rural stay-at-home mama who is building the life of my dreams. I live on a beautiful farm in the middle of nowhere with my husband and our 2 children, and I love my family so much. I love our home so much. I love our life so much. And I am having to learn how to detach, how to appreciate and love our life without clinging to it, without having a new level of anxiety. So what brought this up today? This is my beautiful zinnia bouquet that I made. My husband's cousin let me pick some of her zinnias. I didn't plant zinnias this year. I had given her a bouquet for her birthday, and she let me pick the most beautiful zinnias. I am obsessed with this bouquet. I can't stop staring at it. Every time I go downstairs to our kitchen table, I look at it. And today I was thinking, I noticed it was starting to wilt a little bit. And I had a lot of sadness. I was really sad because I was like, oh, it's dying. I knew it was going to die, but I was like, please don't. Please last forever. You're so beautiful. Last forever. But it's not going to. It's going to die. It's going to die, and it's going to need to be replaced. And there's sadness in that. There's sadness in having something so beautiful that will go away. The reason I give the zinnias as an example is because everything in life is guaranteed to die. Everything in life is guaranteed to slowly disintegrate. Houses eventually rot after a really long time. People eventually die. Kids grow up. And I certainly don't mean to say that to be depressing. It's not depressing. It's just life. It's something that we have to accept and embrace. And so the zinnias are a great representation of this, because it's natural. They can't be this beautiful if they're not. The only way I could keep them forever is if I bought them in plastic, if I had a plastic bouquet built, and then it would not be as beautiful and it would not be as valuable because it would last forever. There is a certain value in things because they're fleeting, because they don't last forever. We can appreciate them. If I had this in plastic and it was sitting in my house for the next 20 years, I would not look at it with the same kind of appreciation that I do right now. We live in the new tornado alley, so we have tornado warnings all the time in spring, early summer, and every time they happen, every time we have a severe thunderstorm, I have a lot of anxiety about, well, my family, obviously, first and foremost, losing my family, but also losing our home, losing all that we've worked for, all that we've built. My husband and I bought this piece of land. It is the back half of his parents' farm. We bought this from them in 2022, and it was just hayfields. We have built our home, we've built everything that is on this land slowly over the last 3 years. And the more we build, the closer we are to our dream, the more it can feel scary when the threat comes of losing it all. And I should probably mention the fact that I did have some trauma around losing it all in childhood. So when I was 5, my mother, little brother, and little sister passed away in a house fire, and which obviously when you have a house fire, you lose all of your material possessions, and then we also lost family. And so I do think some of my anxiety is obviously built around that trauma in childhood, losing it all. It's very real possibility to me now. And that wasn't the only time we lost it all. There were other moments in childhood, both before and after. My dad had a really hard go of it, and that has made me be anxious now that I have so much to lose. And I also know I'm not the only one. It's not just a trauma response. I first heard the idea of foreboding joy from Brene Brown. She gave this example. Imagine a scene in a movie. You have a family driving in the car. Mom and dad are singing. Kids are in the backseat laughing. Dad's turning around, laughing with the kids. They're driving. It is so much peace and happiness. What do you think happens next? And she asked this question in a conference, and the number of people that said car wreck, which, hello, I am definitely the one who's stressed about a car wreck, was outstanding. Like, there were so many people that thought that that was what's going to happen next, which it does a lot of times in movies. It's a lot of times when everybody's just so happy that it happens next. There is a part of joy, she said, the part of enjoying what a beautiful life you have, the part of feeling joy about everything around you, that brings a lot of vulnerability. Because if you love something, if you value something, you are now vulnerable to losing it. And she gives the advice of gratitude to deal with this, which I am going to get into a little bit later in the video. We're going to talk about how I am dealing with my anxiety around loss in my beautiful life. I've heard a lot of videos recently about detachment. Detachment from the outcome, doing the work and detaching from the outcome. I am working on detachment, especially with this channel. But I was realizing that detachment also applies to detaching from what you currently have. And I'm not talking about detaching as in like not appreciating it, not living with it, but not clinging too tight to it. Being able to love it without a death grip. Being able to have peace and trust in what you have without clinging too tightly to it. And that is another level of detachment, one that we have to think about once we accomplish our dreams. Yes, it's wonderful to be detached from the process of building our dreams. I'm still building my dreams. It's not like I have no more dreams to build. It's not like I still don't have things to detach from in terms of what we're building in the future. But right now, I'm also having to detach from everything we've built already in the past, everything that has led up to where we are right now. So if you're struggling with clinging too tightly to the life you have right now, if you're struggling with anxiety, here are some practices that I do that help me detach. Number one is gratitude, like I mentioned. And this one I owe completely to Brene Brown. She's the one who first gave me this idea. And boy, has it been so helpful. When I have those moments of deep joy and I start to feel the anxiety, I remind myself to be thankful. When I have those moments of, oh, I love my family, and then I imagine something terrible happening to them, I use that as a reminder to be so thankful for them, to really, really appreciate them and the moment I have with them. Also, Brene Brown, she interviewed people that had gone through horrible traumatic events, lost family. And something that they all agreed on, something they all talked about, was how much they wished that they had appreciated what they had more. And when they gave advice for other people, it was to truly appreciate the family you have now. It does not serve us to make up terrible stories. It doesn't prepare us for loss to think about it. All it does is stop us from enjoying what we have now. And that's why gratitude is so important. And also a part of that is presence. being truly present to what we have now. It's easy as I build future dreams to not be present. As I build the dream of growing my YouTube channel, it can be easy to not be present with my children when I'm trying to edit. Or when I dream of, so we have built what we called our garage house. So we've built part of our home and we're going to build the main house in a few years. And it could be easy to not enjoy our home as much, to only be thinking of, oh, when we build the main house, when we build that, then I will enjoy our home or I will create beauty. And that's not actually what I need to be doing. It's not the accurate method. I don't want to just be taking for granted the beauty I live in right now because I'm future casting where I want to be. Living in presence and true appreciation for what I have now is the way to make it last the longest. These zinnias feel like they've lasted so much longer because of all the time I've taken to truly be present, to look at them and to admire them and appreciate them. The more we do that, the more time expands. It's like how children experience time slower than adults. And one reason they experience time slower is because everything is so novel and they're so present. They're really in life. They're in the moment. When we get to adulthood, we've done it all before. We're just going through the motions and everything can feel so short and fleeting. So the way to combat the shortness and the fleetingness of life and everything we have is to truly be present in the moment, present in appreciation. Another part that I've realized recently is a profound sense of self-trust helps so much. Back to my zinnias. Something that helps me with the knowledge that I'm going to lose them is the fact that I know I can build another bouquet. I trust in my own ability. I've proven I've done it before. I can do it again. The same with our home or the life we have. Say a tornado did come and take it all away. Dana and I have built it before. We could build it again. I am remembering to trust myself with the affirmation of, even if something happened, I would be okay. That is what I remind myself. When the anxiety comes, any of it, whether it's, losing everyone I love, losing the life I love. I remember, and I'm laughing because I'm certainly showing you how much anxiety I have, and I hopefully leave a comment below if I'm not the only one that experiences this level of anxiety in such a beautiful life. And I know maybe you are like, girl, you just need to get help. But I am helping myself. I am getting the help I need by being more present and really practicing these things. And the anxiety is getting better. I think it peaked about the time that I had my daughter. A lot of us, I think, will have postpartum anxiety. That is a real thing. That is something that I was never formally diagnosed, but I feel like I had postpartum anxiety. And it's getting a lot better, especially as I practice these things, practicing gratitude, practicing presence, and practicing self-trust. The trust that I would be okay. No matter what, I can handle it. I can handle it. No matter what terrible thing could happen, I have the capability of handling it. And another part of trust, and not just trust in myself, is the trust in the higher power that life is unfolding exactly as it's supposed to. I am not going to be given trials that I wasn't supposed to have. I'm going to be given the lessons I was supposed to have for the life I was supposed to live. And I am safe in being able to handle that. I am safe in no matter what happens. And I mean, I don't just talk about physically safe. I'm talking about maybe spiritually safe or just being safe in general, that everything is ultimately okay no matter what. There is a purpose, there is a path that is way greater than me, that is out of my control, that is beautiful and is exactly as it should be. I am on the path. I am on the path that I am supposed to be on. And if that doesn't include peaceful rest of my life living on our beautiful farm, if that's not the path, I'm still going to be okay. And I would love for this to be the path. I would love for the path to be growing old on our farm that we slowly build. I'd love to have that permanency that I plant plants and get to enjoy them 50 years later. That sounds beautiful. And also, I trust in myself and I trust in a higher power enough to know that even if that wasn't the path, that I would be okay. It is a part of life. It's a part of nature for things to fade, for things to go away. But that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's an opportunity for something new to bloom. When these flowers fade, it's an opportunity to put in fresh ones that will be even brighter. As my children grow older and this part of my life fades, this part of life that where I'm a mother fades away, I will have the new part. I will be a mother to adults. I will be a grandmother maybe. It's a natural rhythm of life for things to change. And so we can't cling too tightly to what we have in the moment. Instead, all we can do is be present to having it, to be grateful for having it, and trust in ourselves and in whatever else you want to trust that everything else is going to work out okay. Thank you for sticking around to the very end. Again, if this resonated, if this is something you struggle with, which I imagine it might be if you stuck around, drop a comment and tell me how it shows up for you and whether or not you use any of these practices I talked about or if you use something else. Thank you for your support of watching to the end, and until next time.